Welcome, everybody. My name is Michael, and today we're discussing about Elon Musk and his new AI chatbot. Ahead of its launch, he said already, touting that it was one of the best ever. And within that same interview, he started mentioning about the risks of AI and how, with even the smartest human being on the planet right now, when that moment comes where artificial intelligence will have a up on that individual, will be even smarter than everybody else combined on this planet, and it's only growing exponentially, it can be one of the most dangerous things, not only for our careers, but for humanity. We're at that point, we're not going to be working because we need to. I can't envision a world like that because that would be kind of a utopia. But in this case, it's going to be a dystopia because only if you'd like to work. The other option is you sit back while AI does everything else. Although I have no idea how this would work, but there will come a point where Elon Musk's greatest fear is allegedly, if this happens, and there's always a chance of something negative happening. He was quoted here at an AI safety summit in Bletchley Park. It's hard to say exactly what that moment is, but there will come a point where no job is needed. You can have a job if you want to have a job for sort of personal satisfaction, but the AI will be able to do everything. And with that, eventually, it'll get to the point where we're just subservient to all these machines. Now, artificial intelligence is a very hot topic, and with that, a Google AI executive disagrees. Mr. Mustafa Suleyman rebutted Elon Musk's predictions at that UK summit, and Google is investing heavily into artificial intelligence. Even right now, I'm taking a Google UX design course, but there's Google courses about data science and artificial intelligence. There's a lot of good university courses about artificial intelligence, and what they want to do, what these companies' ultimate goal is, we're investing into education to hopefully have more people who are going to be able to work in this field so we can have a constant influx of new ideas, new projects, or workers that are very smart, that are on the cutting edge of technology, and hopefully we're going to have a one-up against IBM or Microsoft. These companies just want to hire the best talent and have a monopoly over a region of this new technology, whether that's machine learning or generative learning or I don't know what else is quantum AI. There's going to be a whole different list of fields out there, just like with blockchain. You type in blockchain, cryptocurrency. Well, suddenly you go from, hey, Bitcoin to, on the deep end, you're learning about NFTs, DeFi and ICOs and margin trading, leverage trading, and just going down this rabbit hole, Web 3.0. Welcome. Well, with that, Elon Musk is now going head on, and he's always been interested in technology. Because, for example, with OpenAI, he was a co-founding partner of that. Now he's no longer obviously associated with OpenAI, but he created his own AI. He's one of the world's richest individuals, multi-billionaire that has a space company and an automotive company, and founded essentially X.com, which turned into later PayPal.com, a huge facet of fintech. He's always been interested in a large segment from cryptocurrency and Dogecoin, although sometimes batting on it, to thinking about what's going to happen over the next 10, 20, 30 years. He's afraid of AI, so he says, all right, I'll make my own chat AI. With that, he says AI will be like a magic genie, where it's going to be able to grant you any wish you can think of. So, quote unquote, you'll likely be able to ask for anything, and we won't have a universal basic income. We'll have a universal high income. So, in some sense, it will be somewhat of a leveler, an equalizer, because everyone will have access to this magic genie. Well, this Google executive disagrees. He's not an AI scientist. His expertise is more in space and cars, Mr. Suleyman said. He's the researcher and co-founder of DeepMind, which was acquired by Google back in 2014. In 2016, they created an AlphaGo program that beat one of the world's Go champions, Lee Sedol, in a 5-game match. And that was back then. In 2022, he also co-founded the machine learning and generative AI company Inflection AI. He said that over the next 50-year period, we should be concerned. It's right to be concerned. It's probably something that has a very legitimate possibility of happening. However, every single new technology has destabilized the landscape, he's quoted, whilst it's also delivered incredible benefits. And it's not going to be something that happens over the next couple of years. It's going to be a little bit slower than that. Well, one thing I do have to add in is for Elon Musk's utopian vision, where the universal, not even universal basic income, but universal high income thanks to AI, you just kind of sit back, watch the robots do their thing. That's never going to happen. That's idealistic thinking. You're still going to have to work. It's just the very wealthy individuals may not have to. For them, it's going to make everything a lot easier because they won't have to pay as much anymore to the bottom level workers. They'll be able to invest all their money in technology and just have a couple high level human beings operating all this stuff. And then who knows what's going to happen to the millions of workers out there, the factory workers, the janitors, the easy jobs that AI could just replace, data entry, all these minimum wage jobs. Something's going to happen to those people, but we don't know what. Now, it's probably not going to be over the next 10 years where everybody's out of a job, obviously. Again, probably that 50-year period, that's where Mr. Suleiman's pointing. That seems a little bit more realistic, approaching the end of this century. But there's a huge, huge concern right now because there will be jobs impacted this decade. And we're talking about millions of jobs, not billions, but millions of jobs will be impacted by that. Also, what's interesting is with Elon Musk's xAI chatbot, he said essentially with that, it's the best that exists in some regards. He's opened it to some select individuals out there. The overarching goal of xAI is to build a good artificial general intelligence with the overarching purpose of understanding the universe. The safest way to build an AI is to make one that is maximally curious and truth-seeking. And with that, he wants it to be a broader understanding, and instead of being specialized and excelling at one specific task, he wants this AI to turn sort of like a human brain, except obviously we're very far away from that with generative AI. But with essentially where we're heading right now, the main concern is what's happening here and now with generative AI, with deep fakes, with how can we improve the current technology, GPT-4, and all these chatbots that are currently existing, and with the xAI that was released with the name GROK AI. He is now going to be a competitor to OpenAI, to Inflection, Anthropic, and others. And by the way, Anthropic was the AI that we mentioned on the crypto channel that went from $500,000 to a couple $1 billion for FTX because they invested in it alongside Solana and other potential good investments that they made millions of dollars off of, which means that the FTX victims might be able to get their money back. Anyways, we have a lot of interconnected stories here. With GROK AI, Elon Musk is trying to solidify his place in yet another industry, but also maybe there is some truth behind it where he wants to have some control and regulate what's going on, and that is certainly true. And where that Google executive does agree with Elon Musk is right now, even though we're probably far away from the point where there's huge concerns, there's still that concern of, okay, with what's going on right now, there needs to be a government regulation. There needs to be good governance. There needs to be proactive regulations regarding what's going on with deepfakes, what's going on with the chat and generative AI for text, music, and video and everything right now. Because if this goes sour, it could quickly go on a destructive path. But if we're able to stop it in its place, we're able to use technology. There's going to be some bad elements, but we're going to be mainly able to use it for convenience. It's going to be just like an airplane or a car where you get used to it. It's just another piece of tech. It helps you right there. And as long as we have control over everything, we'll be all good. So that's pretty much that for today's video. Just wanted to thank you for watching, and you have a good one. Take care, and hopefully GROK does get fully released soon. And with that, have a good one.